J'ai un chien d'agriculture et il a détecté quelque chose dans vos valises.
What we typically see is items that are being brought into Canada that are prohibited.
You booked your trip just a couple days before you left. Why'd you do that?
It was time.
A flight from Europe touches down at Trudeau International Airport.
Put this back.
And not all of the passengers come off smelling like roses.
Hunter, what's this?
I work with a canine unit. My dog is trained to find food, plants, and animals. Good boy. I do a lot of Europe flights. People bring more food from those destinations.
Today,
What you got?
Hunter is particularly interested in a suitcase arriving from France.
Good job, buddy. Good job, buddy.
The passenger didn't declare the food. He marked no to the question. On va faire la vérification des valises. J'ai un chien d'agriculture et il a détecté quelque chose dans vos valises.
D'agriculture?
Exactement.
J'ai de l'ail.
Vous avez de l'ail. OK. Est-ce qu'il y a une raison pour laquelle, sur votre carte de déclaration, ça indiqué non sur la question portant sur la
Non.
nouvelle? Vous avez indiqué non. La troisième question ici.
Voilà.
Voilà.
J'ai pas vu, monsieur. Excusez-moi, franchement,
Je comprends la raison. Cependant, s'il y a des choses qui sont illégales d'importation...
Oh, c'est un peu cher. Voilà, il y a les bonbons pour les petites.
D'accord.
C'est du vin, ça. Putain, ne prenez pas celle-là. Elle est de collection. Je l'ai portée pour mon beau-fils.
Je vous promets que vous allez partir avec votre bouteille. C'est
Ah
correct?
ouais.
Vous avez combien de bouteilles en tout?
Alors, attendez, on a 3 cadeaux. Ouais, ça, c'est les cadeaux.
So much for the entree. The search has yet to get past the drinks.
Ça, c'est une autre bouteille.
Martini
OK, maintenant, on est rendu à 5 bouteilles, c'est ça?
et 2 champagnes.
Vous avez 2 champagnes en plus.
Ça fait trop?
Oui, un petit
Oh,
peu
c'est
trop.
tort.
The Pacific Highway crossing outside Vancouver is a designated point of entry for commercial trucks.
Just a couple of weeks ago, there was 19 kilos of narcotics that was found inside a trailer.
And sometimes they're hauling more than what's on the declaration. Today, an American rig packed with strawberries has been selected for a routine inspection.
That's a stubborn one.
There's lots of hiding places, and we wanted to make sure there was nothing in the cab or the trailer or the load.
40% of all CBSA seizures are narcotics, many the result of routine inspections.
These 4 pallets are good.
Okay.
I'm just going to move over to those ones.
I'll check the manifest. Make sure they all have their permits. Last one's coming off, yeah. And then we'll get a good look at the reefer when it's out.
The trailer is a large component itself. There's lots of hiding places.
One of the most common,
It's nice and cool in here.
the reefer, a refrigeration unit at the front of the trailer.
We've seen false walls behind the reefer. There's a lot of voids in there naturally.
What we're looking for is just the consistencies in the wall.
There's a lot of space back here.
So handguns, narcotics, currency, all would be easily in here. It's not coming in.
It's not releasing on this one?
It hasn't moved.
If we really have to, we'll take it off, but let's take a look.
There we go.
At Port Metro, Vancouver,
Captain on board?
CBSA officers board a 26,000 square foot cargo ship.
The vessel has never been to Canada before. We have no weapons or firearms declared on board. Let's have a look at it. Just talking to the captain and the crew, they'd been ashore in China. And what we typically see is there's a lot of items that are being purchased, brought into Canada that are prohibited.
Officers search the crew quarters.
Oh, yeah. All search members, be advised there are stun guns on board.
Canada welcomes hundreds of thousands of foreign workers every year.
What do you do for work?
How long are you going to be here for?
At Vancouver International Airport, a traveler from the Philippines arrives for a lengthy visit.
Okay, so what's your plan for 150 days in Canada?
Actually, I will just assist my sister to because she gave birth.
Okay, and she's a permanent resident?
Yes.
Okay. And what do you do in the Philippines?
IT, computer subjects. I'm a college instructor.
Do you still have your job or did you have to quit
Yes,
to
of
come here?
course.
They give you 5 months off of work?
Yes.
And are you married?
Yes.
You have kids?
Yeah, I have a 2-year-old daughter.
So who's taking care of your child while you're here?
Actually, my husband, and then I have also a nanny.
What are all the documents here?
Those are my certifications in case they will ask me for, like this one.
Well, why would I need to see your certifications?
So it might be asked for some clarifications or for questions.
Things like certificate of achievement,
Yeah.
things to show your education. Why are you bringing these things to Canada? She's traveling with an abundance of personal documents and can't really give me a good explanation as to what she's going to do with them. Okay, you can put these things away and I'll come back in a little bit. Your sister's phone number is on these documents, right?
Yeah.
I have concerns that she may be seeking unauthorized employment in Canada.
At the land crossing near Vancouver,
We wanted to make sure there was nothing in the cab or the trailer or the load.
a load of strawberries is in a jam
Last one's coming off.
as officers perform a routine inspection of a refrigerated trailer from the States.
We've seen false walls behind the reefer. There's a lot of voids in there naturally.
If we really have to, we'll take it off, but let's take a look.
There we go.
Do you want to get a scope?
Yeah.
In this case, we are going to do a search that will be a little bit more intensive. We chose to use a fiber optics unit, which is just a small camera at the tip of a long antenna.
There we go.
The fiber scope basically gives us another set of eyes, and we can get right into all the nooks and crannies and view it on an LCD screen. This right now is the opposite side, obviously, of the white plastic. This white bulge is the flip side of this hole down here. That's what we can see through that depth.
There's no anomalies that I can see. Everything looks like it should be.
At this point, what we're going to do is just reload the cargo back. We've searched the truck. We didn't find anything in the cab or in the trailer or the load, so we're going to release them now.
Back on the water,
All search members, be advised, there are stun gun flashlights on board.
a shocking discovery on board an international cargo ship has officers on alert.
What do you have?
Come on in. So I had to look through, came across a box here. It looked like I needed a flashlight. When I had a look closer inspection, can you see the prongs right on the inside? I'm going to speak with a crew member before we proceed.
So if you just want to go inside and take a seat.
I have an issue with your flashlight here. Did you buy this in China?
Yes, sir, I buy
Okay. It's a conductive energy weapon, like a stun gun. It's easily concealed, very dangerous. You cannot import that into Canada. It is a prohibited item. The electrodes that are on the end of it are very difficult to see with the naked eye. You don't know that it's a weapon until you really get a good close look at it. Do you have any more of these?
No, none.
Okay, none in your cabin? All right, sir. Please step outside. Well, the sailor himself, he's been very truthful and honest with all the answers that he's given me. He did not know that it was prohibited coming into Canada. That I will have to seize it. I will be taking it off the vessel, okay?
Sir.
There's no fine?
Yes, sir.
Okay. The flashlight itself, we transferred to the Queen's Bond warehouse here in Vancouver, where it will be ultimately destroyed. At this point, there was no other issues with the vessel itself, so we're going to disembark and be on our way.
In Montreal,
Good job, buddy.
a detector dog leads officers to a French couple's luggage.
Et il a détecté quelque chose dans vos valises.
J'ai de l'ail.
So far, the search has revealed 7 bottles of alcohol.
C'est trop?
Oui, un petit peu trop. None of these bottles were declared.
Looks like happy hour is over.
C'est l'ail.
Également, l'ail est interdit d'importation. OK? Donc, l'ail ne pourra pas malheureusement rentrer au Canada. Ça, c'est exactement, c'est quoi?
De la
C'est de la
copa,
copa, c'est un
C'est
jambon.
l'animal, ça vient du porc?
C'est comme un jambon corse, vous savez.
D'accord. I started finding more and more meat products. I've found many sausages, pork sausages, some ham pieces. Mainly it was all pork meat that are not allowed. Oui, malheureusement, ouais, je suis désolé, malheureusement, les saucisses de ce type sont interdites d'importation.
At Vancouver International Airport,
Why are you bringing these things to Canada?
work-related documents belonging to an IT teacher from the Philippines could mean she's planning to reboot her career illegally.
I'd have concerns that she may be seeking unauthorized employment in Canada.
The officer verifies the traveler's Canadian reception.
Hi, are you expecting a visitor today? So how long is your sister going to be here? Okay, thanks. Bye. She can't explain when she's going to be leaving, and she's going back and forth with different timelines. So I'm just trying to figure out now what exactly she's going to do here. So I spoke with your sister.
Yeah.
So what's the truth about how long you actually intend to be here?
Actually, they informed me to have 6 months, but it depends on me because I have a daughter there. If I don't feel homesick, so I can have 6 months.
Okay.
But if I feel homesick for a month, so I will go home.
So when someone has documents that show, you know,
Yes.
their university degrees, their report cards, things like that, that's not something someone brings when they're on a holiday.
There are some possibilities that I could work here in Canada, but for me, it's just I'll just bring it just for the in case.
In case what?
In case there's an opportunity.
In Montreal,
Exactement, c'est quoi?
C'est comme un jambon corse.
a French couple from Marseille is caught with an undeclared meat buffet.
Et malheureusement, les saucisses sont interdites d'importation. Ouais. C'est le règlement. Il y a beaucoup de choses qui auraient dû être déclarées qui ne l'ont pas été déclarées. Je vais vous expliquer qu'est-ce qui va se passer par la suite. Comme on a une quantité importante de viande et d'ail, qui sont des produits qui sont interdits d'importation, il va y avoir une amende qui va être adressée. Donc l'amende est de 800 $. Vous avez beaucoup trop de nourriture pour ne simplement pas les avoir déclarées.
C'est vrai que j'ai pas fait attention. C'est vrai, je reconnais.
Comprenez? When you find a significant amount of meat, there's a penalty that comes with it. The penalty we're talking about is $800.
Une exception, monsieur. Vous pouvez pas faire une exception.
Non, je fais pas d'exception, madame, malheureusement. Vous avez signé en bas, c'est une déclaration officielle. If the person decides to pay right away, we can lower the penalty to $400. On vous donne l'opportunité de déclarer. Je suis sûr que dans le futur, vous allez faire attention.
Oh, là, ça m'a fait rire.
The passengers decide to pay the fine right away to see the penalty reduced.
The Ambassador Bridge is the busiest international crossing in North America.
And maybe, give her a little bit of break just to slow it up a bit.
Two travelers from Detroit are in secondary after declaring pepper spray.
They're coming over to Windsor to visit one of the traveler's boyfriends who lives here. Pepper spray is considered a prohibited weapon in Canada.
You have no emergency brake?
No. This is kind of an unusual case. Anytime the driver takes her foot off the brake, the car's rolling forward. It can't be put in park, whether the transmission is defective or the parking brake is non-functional. So we're having a little bit of trouble with that. Let's try getting you take your foot off the brake and see if it levels out at all.
Oh, I think I might have stopped moving.
Oh, are you good?
Yeah.
We're going to try to wedge something under your car right now.
I can put my case of beer in front of it.
Your case of beer, I don't think is a good wheel chock. We are keeping it in place with a brick that we found nearby.
Let go?
Yeah, it's good.
It's good?
Yeah.
All right.
All right. We'll have you guys step
just
out.
leave your purse inside the car, okay?
Do you have cell phones or anything? Leave them be.
Okay, we're just gonna take a peek in the truck, okay, guys?
Okay.
You smell anything?
A little bit of odor of marijuana.
You smell that?
Yeah, a little bit. We're noticing a little bit of a masked odor of what appears to be marijuana.
It's very faint, but it was in here.
Yeah, definitely. Just gotta find it.
Okay, we're not concerned about what you guys do on your personal time, but is there any drugs in here, like weed? Because we could smell it inside here.
At Toronto's Pearson International Airport, a Canadian returns from his very first trip abroad.
I wanted to go to Jamaica since I'm 14 years old. Figured my first trip should be there.
And you booked your trip just a couple days before you left. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Why'd you do that?
It was time to take a vacation right now.
Okay. Where do you work?
I'm an independent. I'm a picker. I work at
Picker?
a picker, you know, like picker, like antiques, collections.
So you're these guys that go around, they make a TV show saying,
Well,
I went
there's-
in and bought this old bed frame for $100 and it's worth 150
That's what I
bucks. Okay.
That's what I do.
He's a first-time traveler. He's never traveled anywhere before. He's got very little luggage.
You're almost home, buddy. You're
All right,
almost there.
this is it. This is all you have.
are these
No more
suitcases.
suitcases. This is what you had for 2 weeks.
What I got for 2 weeks.
Okay. This, you put these things in there?
Yeah, I brought them to
You
cook
brought
with,
them from
but,
here?
Yeah.
These are from here?
Yeah.
You took these down there
Yeah.
to eat?
Yeah.
Okay.
Bags of oatmeal may be unusual, but they're not prohibited.
My cabin didn't have a kitchen, so.
Okay. So where did you eat?
You know, chicken, jerk chicken,
Just off the-
burgers.
okay.
Yeah, chicken burg, meat burg.
These places, they're like tourist cabins or?
Yeah, it's the cheapest place in Negril.
So how do you-
35 bucks a night.
So how do you find that?
Well, you go on the net like everything else.
Okay, so you booked it, you didn't just show up?
Cheapest
and-
room in Negril, you know what I'm
That's your
saying?
Google search?
That's my Google search.
This gentleman's just a free spirit. There's no illegal concerns about him bringing back his oatmeal. All set. That's
Put it
it.
back.
You're all done here. He's free to leave. There are no customs concerns with this traveler at all.
My very first trip. I was taking it easy and growing a beard.
I'll just bring it just for the, in case.
In case what?
In case there's an opportunity.
In Vancouver, a Filipina traveler visiting her sister admits she may look for work while she's in Canada.
What sort of opportunity did you foresee coming up?
Like for example, my sister find a suited job for me here, then I'll try. So just only for the opportunity.
How much money do you have with you today?
100 Canadian dollar.
So say, for example, you get offered a job that you're interested in,
And
then what will you do? What do you know about that process?
at this time, I don't have any idea. That's why I just brought the.
Well,
the-
is someone allowed to just come in and work?
No.
Okay, so what do you need to do to be able to work here?
So I need first to secure for the permit. Permission first. If they permitted me, then I will take the opportunity. But if not, then I will not take the opportunity.
She does seem to understand that she is not allowed to work without a work permit. There's nothing wrong with looking for work, applying for jobs. That's totally okay. But I don't feel that she has personally the financial means to support herself for 6 months without working in Canada. I am authorizing you entry into Canada today, but I'm only giving you 2 months, okay? This is what's called a visitor record. So basically it just documents what's gone on in our exam today. It also shortens your stay to 2 months in Canada.
Oh, yes.
Okay, it also specifically says on here no working in Canada and no studying. Okay, do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I'll show you to the exit.
At the Ambassador Bridge, two Americans are on their way to visit a boyfriend in Windsor
You have no emergency brake?
when they really should be visiting a mechanic.
We're gonna try to wedge something under your car right now.
Now officers are putting the brakes on their party plans.
We're noticing a little bit of a masked odor of what appears to be marijuana.
It's very faint, but it was in here.
Yeah, definitely. Just gotta find it.
Did you guys recently smoke something in there? Are you sure?
Because we're just trying to figure out why we have that odor of marijuana in there. So you're saying you don't smoke marijuana at all, or just you haven't recently had some?
I don't.
You don't? You?
Yeah.
Okay,
but
so you do. Have you smoked in this truck before?
No.
Officers ramp up the search.
Vehicle search is non-resultant for any type of illicit narcotic. As far as the pepper spray is concerned, it is something that they can't proceed into Canada with. There's two options basically when it does come to pepper spray. You can either voluntarily bring it back to the States or abandon it to the Crown. It's up to you guys. I would suggest go bring your pepper spray back and come back with a safe vehicle.
Oh. It's over. Oh my God. Don't ruin her night. She's been waiting to see this boy.
You really got to think a big picture here. If you bring this vehicle into Canada and it does roll away and hit someone, you're going to be on the hook for that. I can't refuse the vehicle for being unsafe, but what I'm doing is I'm just putting it on you and saying maybe the prudent thing to do tonight is to bring the car home, find alternate means of transportation. I mean, think of some way to do it. They've agreed to bring the vehicle back to the States. She thought that alternate means of transportation would be the safe thing for her to do tonight.
Watch the winter premiere of The Blacklist, Sunday, February 1st on Global.